Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. My name is Kirito and welcome back to another video of Absu. It's not rare that nowadays society talks about these things very often and that they have been normalized in our communities and family. They are even prized and encouraged to preserve and protect ourselves from the people who try to take advantage from us. But even when that's the case, there are people out there who are being taken advantage of and they still sacrifice their happiness to prevent a confrontation or disagreement. Well, this video, my friend, is for those who will take their heart and rip it apart to protect what they believe is right. And maybe it is, but we're gonna be talking about a lot of the different points about boundaries to help you determine if you have been neglecting yourself or at what level you should use this amazing tool that our brain and heart is needing so much in moments where we think we are lost or doing something wrong. So please follow me to visit all these parts about boundaries. Today, we are gonna see 1. The meaning of boundaries, 2. How to use them in our most close and intimate relationships, and 3. Why it is important to figure out what do we want in our lives to determine the level of boundaries that we want to use. So, first things first, the meaning of boundaries. In psychology, boundaries are the invisible lines and limits that define where you end and another person begins. They establish what is acceptable, safe, and healthy in relationships regarding physical space, time, emotions, and personal property. Research emphasizes that flexible, adaptive boundaries prevent emotional burnout, while or porous, rigid or the Swiss cheese boundaries correlate with elevated anxiety and depression. This means that boundaries are the rules you set to protect your own identity, feelings, time, and well being. They help separate your needs, emotions, and responsibilities from someone else. For example, you are responsible for your emotions, not for making everyone else happy. Someone else's anger does not automatically become your responsibility to fix. Now, here are some examples of all the type of boundaries that we mentioned before: physical boundaries, time boundaries, emotional boundaries, and personal property boundaries. For the physical, is when you say, I don't like being hugged without asking. For the time, I can't answer work messages after 8 p.m. Emotional boundaries is when you say, I'm willing to support you, but I can't be your therapist. And finally, the personal property boundaries are, please ask me before borrowing so and so, either my car, my keys, my clothes, whatever. Think of boundaries as the rules of engagement that keep relationships respectful. Healthy boundaries aren't walls made of concrete, they're more like a gate with hinges. A person with flexible boundaries can say yes when they genuinely want to help, or say no without feeling guilty. Adjust depending on the situation and the person. This flexibility protects them from becoming emotionally exhausted or overwhelmed. So now, Let's talk about the two unhealthy ways to put the boundaries. Number one, the rigid boundaries. These are walls that keep everyone out. For example, never asking for help, refusing to trust anyone, or avoiding emotional closeness? Maybe. This can lead to loneliness and isolation. Number two, the Swiss cheese boundaries. These are the boundaries that let everything pass through. Examples are saying yes when you want to say no, feeling responsible for everyone else's feelings, letting people disrespect your time, feeling guilty whenever you prioritize yourself. People with these Swiss cheese boundaries often become emotionally drained because they are constantly giving without protecting themselves. Because boundaries aren't the goal, they are a tool to protect your goals. Imagine you're planning a long expedition before you decide what equipment to pack or which roads to avoid. You first need to know where you're trying to go. Your life's direction determines what you need to protect. Here's how psychologists often think about it. Number one, your priorities determine what needs protection. If you don't know what matters most to you, it's difficult to know when to say yes or no. For example, if your goal is become a successful artist, you may need stronger boundaries around your creative time. If your goal is to build a healthy family, you may need boundaries against people who constantly create conflict. If your goal is recovering from burnout, you may need boundaries around work or obligation. Without priorities, every request can seem equally important. Number two, boundaries protect your limited resources. Every person has a limited amount of time, energy, emotional capacity, and attention. Whenever you invest this in one person or activity, you're choosing not to invest them somewhere else. Knowing what you want helps you decide where those resources belong. Number three, relationships should support your values, not replace them. Many people unconsciously shape their lives around others people's expectations. Instead of asking, "What do I want?" they ask, "What will make everyone else happy?" Healthy boundaries help reverse that pattern. They allow relationships to become part of your life rather than the center that dictates it. Number four, different goals require different boundaries. Not every relationship needs the same level of accessibility. For example, a coworker might only need professional boundaries. A close friend may deserve emotional openness. A romantic partner may share deeper vulnerability. Someone who repeatedly manipulates or disrespects you may require very firm limits. Boundaries aren't about treating everyone the same, they're about responding appropriately to how each relationship affects your well being and your goals. Number five, clear direction reduces guilt. People often struggle to say no because they feel guilty. But when your priorities are clear, saying no becomes less about rejecting someone and more about honoring a commitment you've already made. Instead of thinking, "I'm disappointing them," you can think, "I'm protecting something that's important to me." That shift often makes decisions much easier. A helpful way to think about it is your values are the compass, your goals are the destination, and your boundaries are the trails that keep you on the road. Without knowing your destination, it's impossible to know where the guard it's impossible to know where the trails should go. But once you know what kind of life you are trying to build, your boundaries become much more intentional. They stop feeling like barriers between you and others and start functioning as protections for the life you want to create. So that is it. I learned so much researching all this information, and I gotta say, it's very interesting how much of a difference is knowing all this now. I can think about all the times I should have used boundaries, and I wonder what kind of a person I would be if I knew this years back. But that is an of another sack, like we say in Mexico, meaning that's another story for another time. I hope this video lights some clarity into your life and help you to reach the type of life you want to have. And remember, that is not a matter of if you deserve it or not based on your past mistakes. Life is for that person who go ahead and reach for their goals. So you go and get yours. Thank you so much for coming and watch this video. If you made it to this point, let me tell you, you are the greatest. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next one.